Welcome to the MDC Lathe tutorial. We will discuss safety concerns, machine anatomy, general use, and additional resources. Relevant safety notes include wear safety glasses. No steel can be used on the lathe. Metals will be hot after turning. Do not engage the half-nut lever while the power feed is engaged. Double check the work area before starting the machine.
Various parts of the lathe can be seen here. The buttons located on the left side of the lathe control the power and spindle speed. Before turning on the lathe, the emergency stop must be disengaged. The apron, number 11, can be described in greater detail. The compound rest feed handle moves the compound along the direction of the compound. The carriage handwheel moves the apron toward the workpiece. The cross-slide feed handle moves the cutting tool transversely across the face of the workpiece. The power feed lever engages the carriage drive when it is down, and the cross-slide drive when it is up. Power feed is disengaged in the middle position. Push the lever to the left before moving it up or down. The half-nut lever locks the half-nuts around the lead screw, which engages the carriage drive for threading. The half-nuts are engaged when this lever is down, and disengaged when this lever is to the right. Do not engage the half-nuts when the power feed is engaged. The interlock may break. It is easier to engage or disengage the half-nuts while the lathe is running. The dials located at the handwheels are for measuring cuts. All tools such as wrenches, chuck keys, and locking pins should be removed from the spindle after using them. The steady rest should be used if the workpiece is longer than 4 inches. I have a right-hand turning tool that I will use, fastening the cam lock with a wrench to secure the tool. I approach the workpiece with the machine off and spin to make sure nothing interferes with the jaws. Here I have a piece of aluminum that I will attempt to face. I make sure the top of the tool is on the center line of the workpiece. I will only make one roughing pass here. The right side of the tailstock is used to secure the tailstock. To drill axially, insert a combination center drill bit into the chuck. This is used to ensure the hole is concentric to the center line of the spindle. Use some cutting fluid when cutting the pilot hole. The combination center drill bit also produces a taper. Start slowly to ensure that the funnel draws the bit to the center of the workpiece. A pass of 4 to 5 drill diameters can be made before reapplying cutting fluid. Remove the chips from the bit and apply more cutting fluid. To thread the piece internally, a tap is needed. This will be done without a lathe, using a tap wrench and a vise instead. To create a taper, adjust the compound to the desired angle and bring the tool up to the piece. To change the angle of the compound rest, you must loosen the 2 socket head cap screws along the sides of the compound rest. Turn the compound rest to the desired angle. Only use the compound handwheel when cutting. Adjust the saddle handwheel in between passes to continue the cut. The automatic feed cannot be activated simultaneously for both the cross slide and the carriage handwheel. Doing so will damage the auto feed function. The cutting tool is used for cutting grooves and pieces off. Make sure the cutting tool is perpendicular to the workpiece. This can be done by putting the cutting tool flat up against the workpiece. Tighten the tool post once the tool is perpendicular. Make sure the top of the cutting tool is along the center line of the workpiece. Using cutting fluid, feed the tool into the workpiece. Less residual material will need to be filed if the pass to separate the piece is swift. Another operation that is possible using a lathe is cutting threads. This lathe can cut a broad range of thread pitches by changing the gears to different configurations. Gear position D has a spacer behind the gear. The keyway and key hold B and C gears turning together. Lubricate the sleeve every time you change a B or C gear to prevent the sleeves from seizing. Remove the notch washer from behind the nut, as well as the nut to change a gear in position A, B, or C. The change gears are commonly tight on the shaft when new. The B and C gears ride on a sleeve that is free to turn on the shaft. Place an 8mm end wrench on the square end of the shaft to keep it from turning, and loosen the nut with a 19mm end wrench. To change the gear in position D, use a 17mm end wrench to remove the shoulder bolt that retains the gear. Please refer to the manual to find the gear configuration appropriate for your project. When finished, remove the piece from the lathe and wipe down all used parts. Please return all tools to the appropriate locations.
Remember to ask the lab supervisors if you have any questions.